How's it going, everybody? Coming to you today because I want to talk to you about an optic mounting solution for the Ruger Mark series of pistols. Now, those of you who aren't familiar, Ruger has made 4 different generations of the Mark pistol. This particular one is a Mark III Lite. Now, what makes it a Lite is the cuts in the barrel, the threaded barrel, and a Mark III, you can see you still have the original takedown. A Mark IV has a push button takedown. The Mark IV is the current and the pinnacle of these right now. I've got the Mark III because it's what I could afford and it's still awesome. Anyway, the mounting issue with these is the rail. The rail like this was cutting edge at the time, especially to have something like this on a pistol. It was kind of unheard of to have a rail for a pistol. But we've made advancements in our optics. Our optics have gotten smaller and smaller and smaller and better and better and better. We no longer need a giant honking rail on top of the gun, especially when you go to look at micro red dots like this. Now, for the micro red dot, you would need some sort of an adapter to make it into rail compatible. And if you made an adapter that made it rail compatible, it wouldn't just sit like this. It would have to sit above it. And that's the same issue that you've got with all of the other red dots. You need something to mount to the rail. Then you need your optic to mount to that. And you end up with a very tall height over bore, side over bore, whatever you want to call it, and it changes the way that you normally aim. Instead of normally aiming, you would have to be a little different. You'd have to aim, you'd have to put your eyes higher. Normally not a problem, but there is a better solution available now. What is that better solution? Well, just so happens this right here. This is OuterImpact's Micro, what do they call it? Micro red dot adapter. And what this does is this tiny little piece of metal right here will replace your rail and will allow your red dot to mount directly on it. So instead of having your pistol with an adapter and then your red dot on top of the adapter, you're now going to do away with the rail and go directly to the red dot. Let me bring you down to the tailgate and we will actually get started with this install. Okay, so to start with, we'll make for sure that the gun is still clear. Nothing in the chamber, nothing in there. This also has the magazine safety, so you can't even pull the trigger without a magazine in it. To start with, you'll see that you have a couple of screws holding down your rail, and you'll need to get you an Allen wrench that fits, and then remove these screws from the rail. Make sure to hold on to these too. You don't want to lose these in case you ever want to go back with your rail for whatever reason. You don't ever want to lose your screws. Okay, just like that, your rail is removed. Now you're going to take the OuterImpact, and I'll show you this so that you can see which one you need. There you go, you can read the packaging. M3 screws, mounting hardware. So your M3 screws and then your mounting hardware. So there is a difference. Let me see if I can show you this. there is a difference in the hardware. This was the factory, and this is what came with the mount. So let's have a look now at the actual plate. This is what the plate looks like. And then your plate will mount. You've got these two holes here, this one and this one. You can see they line up. And then your red dot is going to line up on the plate, such as that. So mount to the gun, mount the red dot onto the mount. I'm going to use a little bit of blue Lite. Just a little drop on each one. Got a little bit too much on that one. There we go. This is kind of hard to do behind the camera and to still show you exactly what I'm doing, so I'm going to try it. And it looks like I need yep, there we go. Get it started by hand. As you can see, the factory ones that came out were hex. These are actually torque bits, and it did not come with a torque bit. So I'm going to get these tightened down best I can by hand, and then grab a torque bit, and I will be right back to finish getting this installed. I had to go to my bin o' bits and get a Torx key to fit. Now let's snug it up a little bit. There we go. There we go. So that is what it looks like with that mounted on there. Now normally I do not recommend the SIG Romeo Zero. They're a pain in the butt to use, and they scratch real easy. I don't like how there's no clicks. It's just what I had on hand. And you can kind of see just how scratched up that lens is. It's still highly usable, but they're just kind of crap compared to everything else. I mean, the Holosun is the way to go. If you're going to put one of these on, I highly recommend a Holosun, which should still fit. Unfortunately, like I said, all I've got is the SIG, but that right there is going to fit and look so much better than if I were to put an adapter on top of the rail and then this to the adapter. So let's see out of these screws which ones we need, because you can see they came with several different sizes. I think it's going to be this one right here, but I'm not for sure. We'll need to see which one fits inside the SIG the best. So that one is a little short. I don't know if you can see that, hardly comes through. So then there's this one here. There we go. That gives a lot more threads for it to bite. So the longer flat ones, and we'll do the same thing. We'll put a little drop of Loctite on these. There we go. And since this is a fresh install, I'm going to go ahead and put a fresh battery in that red dot. Okay, so get it out of the package. Well, yeah, there it is. It's in there. It's just really dim. Okay, so now we will set that on there. We will use these longer screws and drop them in. And then I need, because this is also going to be a Torx, and just slowly start them in. Make sure not to cross thread, go easy. If it feels tight before it should, back it out. You definitely don't want to tear up threads on something small and light like this. And if you're not being careful, that's exactly what will happen. There. And that's what it looks like. That is the OuterImpact Micro Red Dot install on a Ruger 2245 Lite. I think it looks pretty good. You know, if this was going to be a defensive gun or something, I would definitely not go with the Romeo Zero. I would definitely go with something like a Hollow Sun 407 series, something to that effect. 507, 407, those are the ones I really like. Make for sure we're nice and tight. Yep. All right. So now I can see my red dot. I don't know if you can see that in there. No. I can see it, but anyway, it's on and it's working. So that's good. Now we just need to get her zeroed in and yeah, finish this project up. All right. So let's back out and get it zeroed. Since this is just a 22 and not something I'm going to be using for self-defense, this is going to be something I use around the yard here. You know, something to knock out some varmints or whatever. I'm running it with my Defender 9mm can. I've got a couple of the baffles taken out just because I wanted it to be a little bit shorter and a little bit lighter to go with this pistol. I think I've got it pretty close to zero. If you look down there at the target, you've got the big orange bullseye. Just underneath it, that first top bullseye circle, that's what I'm going to be aiming at. I'm about 7 yards. Like I said, I don't need a major zero with this, and also because of the fact I'm using the SIG Romeo, it is what it is. It's an inexpensive red dot to throw on top of this for planking. If I was going to be doing something serious, I would definitely upgrade the optic. The suppressor's a nice touch though. So we'll aim at the top circle, just kind of see how it goes. A little shaky today. All right, let's go see what we got. This is where I was zeroing. So here we are. I can see, don't know if you can see that real well, but we got all of our shots real close to the center, close enough for freehand, close enough for a 22, close enough for my SIG. For what the gun's gonna be used for, I think it'll all be fine. All right, so there you have it. That is the OuterImpact Micro Dot attachment for the Ruger Mark series of pistols. I'm pretty sure this one fits 1 through 4. Double check their website, OuterImpact. I'm super happy with it. I got to do a little bit more practice to make for sure I'm exactly dead zeroed, but for throwing it together in the backyard and testing it out real quick, I'm happy with it. I think it really slims down the looks of the gun. Looks pretty good on there, and I'm happy. Check out OuterImpact. Check out Ruger Firearms. Check out some of my other videos. Give a watch, a like, and a subscribe, and greatly appreciate it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.